I'm here. Right. So just a question again, when we're talking about relationships and intercourse, the sex that happens in the relationships, right? You say keep yourself busy. What happens to the guy? He says, you're so busy, I may end up dating Gina now.
Date Gina then.
What?
If I can't, if I'm not beneficial to you, you need to keep it pushing. Because at the end of the day, I got to do what's going to make me happy. And I got to get this money because you're not going to give it to me. If we're going to stay at home and have sex, are you going to and plus then some because I just took off for work to make you have sex? Like, no, it's not happening.
Got you.
You know?
You kind of threw me when you said, am I going to pay me if we're going to stay home and have sex? Are you going to pay me? I thought that was like you were turning a trick there or something, but I got where you were going. Like, you want me to take off work, so I'm not going to get paid for today.
Right.
And so therefore, I was going to make $75 today. I'm going to need you to hand me $75.
Yeah,
and unless you are, I'm out of here. I'm going to my job.
Yeah.
Now that, Ashley, I'm holding you to it. You've come on Monday Night Mingle Radio, July 25th, 2016, and you said, I'm about my money, I'm about my goals, I'm about my career, I'm about this anesthesia. I'm going to put you to sleep versus sleeping with you. That's what you said. You know what you said? That's what I thought. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but I'm doing it with you.
Look at the flick of the wrist.
We're not sure flick. Oh, look at the flick of the wrist. Oh, God, I thought that's not looking at the time, though. Like, look at the flick of the wrist.
That's not watch.
Oh, okay, got you. But you do have plenty of tattoos.
I do.
So let's talk about that. How did you get how old were you when you got your first tattoo? Since you didn't start dating till 16, when did you get tatted?
I got my first two on my leg when I was 16.
Really?
Yes.
So 16 just kicked it off for you.
Yeah.
Again, August what?
7.
Okay, I thought it would be like, because it's 16 year golden year because
no.
Right. You started dating, you got tattoos, you got 2 tattoos. Did your parents consent?
My dad did because my mom said no. So I went to the shop and they said I had to have a legal guardian that was over 18. And I said, Daddy, can you take me? And he was like, yeah, he paid for it and everything.
So how does that work? Did you play your mom on that one?
No, I told her what I was going to do. And
she tell your parents what you're going to do?
No, I told her what I was going to do with that one. And she didn't believe me. And I said, okay. And I came back home like, Mom, look at my tattoos. And she was like, what? I'm going to beat your dad.
Shirley, and you did see that impersonation, right? Done by the Ashley Page. So you said that was 16. You're only 20. I see body art from here to New York. What happened?
I got these. When did I get these? I sparingly got them. I really started getting them once I turned 18, like the more of them. I got the one on my back. The 2.
How many are there?
Man. I got the one going down my spine, and I got the one on the back shoulder, and then I got my half a sleeve thing going on here.
Are you gonna fill it out?
I'm gonna fill it out. I'm just gonna stop here though. Here. I'm gonna do the back of here, and then maybe some hidden ones somewhere, but that's pretty much it.
Gaia. Yeah. Why not get Ashley Page tatted right here across the neck? Or straight down the side of your face,
That's not really my forte.
Got ya.
Okay. And then in the medical field, you don't want somebody without that. Trying to take your blood and doing your vitals and stuff.
Got ya. That's totally fair. That's totally fair. I'm tatted myself.
Hey now.
I know, right? I am. I know. People always say, Gina, you're tatted. I know. And it's hot and sexy. Okay, it's a rose that turned into a blob that everybody's like, you should get touched up. I was like, I did that in my 20s. I will never do that dumb stuff again. You can keep it. That's never going to happen. So, Ashley.
Yes.
With all of these tattoos, was there ever a risk?
Of course, there's always a risk when you're taking with someone who's putting a needle to your skin, of course.
God, yeah. I just wanted to at least know which one you were talking, that you understood what we were talking about. So what's the risk for tattoos? Because I want to hear it from somebody under 21 to talk to the other people under 21.
You got to make sure that, first off, that they opening up a new package of needles for you for your own safety, because you don't want someone else's used needles, because that's going directly into the bloodstream, and you don't know what that other person may have. So you just want to make sure that.
And what could you possibly get from tattoos?
You can get various things. You can get TB, you get HIV, you could get
TB is bloodborne.
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, it's airborne. So you have to be. That's not bloodborne. It's airborne.
Right. Okay. So
you can get what?
You get HIV.
And what else?
And you can I don't.
Not TB.
Well, I don't know, because I was told that
hepatitis C.
It's the hepatitis.
It's hepatitis.
I didn't know if it was TB or hepatitis. But
yeah. So TB is airborne. So you have to be in the room with somebody and they're breathing it. So that's why you have to use a mask for that. But you can definitely get hepatitis. I want you to always know what the risks are, because we keep on saying, we talk to young adults and ask them about their drug of choice and their HIV risk, and they say, oh no, I don't shoot drugs, I smoke and drink, because they're inner city kids, right? So they'll say, I smoke and drink, but they've got tattoos from here to there. So have you ever had tattoos at a tattoo party?
No.
You always go where?
To a shop, or I'll go to someone's house, because a lot of people do work out of their homes just because they make more money, but they have previously worked in a shop.
Are they licensed?
No.
Gaia, do you know if you're supposed to have a license to do tattoos in the state of Illinois? So you have gotten tattoos by an unlicensed individual, which means the state did not regulate whether or not they know what they're doing, whether or not that ink has been tested, and you could be at risk. You're a real rebel.
I am.
You're a total bad butt. So am I. My tattoo, now that I understand the difference in hepatitis and HIV, I immediately ran and got myself tested, simply because I totally got tatted by Hell's Angels. Like some guy, ZZ Top, some biker guy with a beard as long as, here to there. Are you okay over there, Ashley? We can see
my foot.
So you seem to be like, are you passing gas? What's going on? At any rate, but once I understood the risks, I was like, oh my goodness, let me get myself tested for hepatitis C, because I clearly am at risk, because I didn't know all of that when I got tatted at 25 or 26. I'll never forget, I came home with a tattoo and my mother said, what about your wedding? And I was like, I don't even have a boyfriend, Ma. Like, I was on vacation with some guy. I couldn't say that to my mother, but sure enough, that October I met my husband. I know, and I was engaged to be married, and I wanted to wear a strapless gown, and I did, but we had to wear the shawl to cover it and everything, because I was tatted. All right, so I'm glad you were able to tell risk factors, and that you're living on the edge because you got tatted by somebody without a license. But you do understand the overall risk,
of course,
and you do make sure that the needle is coming out of a package. You do know they can reseal packages, though.
Of course.
Right, but what do you think they're doing before they reseal them?
I think they're trying to sterilize them a little bit.
There you go.
And then try to make it seem. But I mean,
but at least
personally,
you believe they're sterilized.
Yeah.
You personally know.
I know, because I would look at it. I deal with needles every day when I'm at work, so I'll know if that's a clean or if it's used one.
Gaia.
The lancet, it'll be a little. You can.
Oh, very good.
You can tell.
Oh, Gaia. Well, you can tell. So can you give us one more factor on how other people can tell, though? Because if me and your mom decide to go get tatted tomorrow,
that'll be something.
Come on, Sherry Lynn, let's do it.
Oh, that'll be something. Really, I can't explain it. Like,
it has to come out of a package.
Yeah, it has to come out of the package.
And then if we're getting tatted together, what about him dipping the ink in the same?
Well, he should use a new tube each time.
Got it.
The little, how they pour the ink in the little tube thing that'll be right there.
I'm not gonna lie. It was 20 plus years ago. I don't even know if he did that. I just had to get myself tested for hepatitis and HIV once I figured out my risk factors, because I really and truly put myself at risk. And that was just me not knowing. And I was 26. So I'm glad that you have read up on it, and then you're able to teach us about it and talk to other youth about it. Because what happens at the tattoo parties? We say Wanda's going to get her tattoo for free if she gets all 5 of us to get tattoos. So, of course, she's going to go ahead and get hers for free. And then you're going to say stuff like, oh, that's my best friend, Gina. You don't have to worry about changing needles with us.
That's why y'all always hear everybody like, I'm going to go first. Let me.
So
they can be the first one with the needle, because they'll know it'll get passed around.
Oh, really? That's good information.
Yeah.
That's good information.
Yeah.
So,
So if you're going to a Tesla party, make sure the first one in.
all right.
First one.
So, as we're, going to start closing out the show pretty soon, what is it that you would like for us when you said, you know what, Gina, I want to come on this show. I want to talk about it. We need to talk about dating at a young age. We need to talk about the way things are happening for us as young adults, young females. It's kind of rough out here for us. What would you like for us to know?
I would just like for, first of all, my young females, I would just like for us to, for you all to know that just because these guys look at these other females as like, with these stripper bodies, that's the big thing around here. Like, guys expect for females' bodies to look like a stripper. Small waist, big bottom assets, you know what I mean?
And big boobs.
Right, and big
like
boobs.
Jessica Rabbit.
Right. So you don't have to have all that stuff. And these females are making themselves look that way and getting these what are they called? The waist trainers.
Oh, yes.
They're trying to make their waist small, and that's really bad. That's real bad.
How do you know about it? How do you know about that?
I did my research. It's like,
come on, you put one on once before and you were like, this is crazy.
I never put one on. But I was going to get one because I know this girl who has a boutique and she's selling them. But anyways, it's just really crazy to me because us young females, well, not me, but us young females, they are trying to make themselves more, their appearance for the young male crowd and trying to make themselves look
Kaya.
ooh la la. And you don't need to look like that.
Boom.
Boom. Like, you can do you and be yourself and look how you look, and somebody out there is gonna love you for you. Kaya. And how you look, and your personality is everything. And then these females are just like having sex and getting exposed on Facebook, and you're like, you don't have to do that. Like, you don't.
What do you mean? What's a Facebook exposure? I'm on Facebook all the time. What do you mean?
So, like,
exposed?
Have you ever seen, like, down your timeline? I know everyone has seen this, like a girl having sex with a guy, and it's like someone holding the camera, or like
that's so not on my timeline.
Like the camera is like hidden, like right here. You wouldn't even know it.
Oh my god!
And then like
that's showing up on your timeline.
Yeah, like I have crazy friends.
I have old lame friends.
Like,
ones that don't never show nothing like that on her timeline. Right.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Like I'm looking for that kind of stuff on my timeline. I don't have any of that.
She's over there scrolling.
Right. Like, where is that happening? Right.
So people will share it, but like they're getting exposed, like doing stuff like that. Like, that's why it goes back to saying, be careful who you have sex with, because some people are just trying to get clout, and they're being reckless. They're trying to say they had sex with this, but at the end of the day, girl, you was just like a piece of meat to him.
Really?
Yeah.
So what about females who say he was just a piece of meat to me? I used him. I'm in control of this.
These females.
These females. I love the way you keep excluding yourself.
Because I'm not like that, Gina.
Well, you're not like that, but we're females.
Yeah, I know.
You're dating under 21.
I know. All I gotta say is, like, when it comes to a situation like that, if you feel proud about that with yourself and you wanna do that, okay, then cool. Because it is females that like to have sex, and there's nothing wrong with liking to have sex, but just be cautious and aware. But just like, don't overdo it, because then you'll start to have a name out here.
Well, what about guys who overdo it?
They'll have a name too. No profanities on.
You got it, but what's their name?
Okay, I'll just
because I say it this way.
A jigaboo.
Well, I'll say a jigaboo.
A jigaboo. That's a nice way of putting it.
A jigaboo or gigolo. Like, a jigaboo is from school days, and it was like the dark-skinned, ugly people.
No. That's not the way I got it.
And like, you're a wannabe. Want to be better than me. So that's what jigaboo, when I think of jigaboo. But let me just say this. I say it all the time. I'm standing at the altar, me and my husband, right? I had 100 sex partners. He had 100 sex partners. Everybody's looking at him saying, man, I can't believe Gina, slowed Evans down. She slowed him down. He gave up his player's card. They're looking at him saying, I can't believe he's marrying that loose woman, that slut, whatever, right? So I just want you to always recognize, when you were saying it, the double standard. So we as women try to say that we have we want equal pay, equal rights, equal voting rights. We want to become president. But at the end of the day, is it equal on the streets when we're talking about our reputations.
Of course not.
Why?
It's just
I
how
think
it's
it's equal.
been.
I think I
like
should
it's
be
never
equal.
it's never gonna be like that on the streets. Either you're pure or either you're a female that's been ran through, and that area like over east knows that you're that female over there that's been ran through, basically.
How is it that never changed, right? Because in the 50s, right, if you had too many boyfriends, then you were considered a loose woman, right? You were old maid or not married and an old maid, right? You were considered a loose woman. That hasn't changed. Yet having babies out of wedlock has changed. That's acceptable. Us going to war, that's changed. That's acceptable. Us asking to be the CEO of a company versus the secretary of the CEO. So what do you mean? How did that not change for all of us?
It's like never going to change, Gina.
It's not.
It's like never going to change. You said it. I wasn't born in the 50s, but if you
and I wasn't either. Thank you very much. Learn your math.
Not
Show
saying
some
that
respect
you was.
up in here. No,
not
I'm
saying
kidding.
you was born in the 50s, but you know about, your parents and whatever.
Absolutely.
So they told you stories and stuff about that.
But I guess I'm just trying to figure out how everything else is acceptable. We could change that, but we couldn't change the reputation that a girl has for having too many boyfriends.
I don't know.
Bigger than that. Ashley said I could ask her anything, and I finally stumped her.
I can't answer that.
I stumped her. Everything else she had an answer for, and I love it. Give it up.
I'm saying, like, well, go over here. I'm going this way. I'm like, yeah. That girl, no, she just likes to have sex. No, people are going to be like, nah, she's a this, that, that. You can't really change how something's been, I guess you say. But when you figure it out, let me know.
Good information. Well, Ashley Page, thank you so very much. I may need you to come back in again. If could you come back onto the show if I needed you to? If I need some more information about something else,
yes.
If you find the answer to that, then I'll have you come back on and share that. But until then, next week I will be out is the actual Mingle. So please come to Monday Night Mingle at Red's, 6926 South Stony Island. It's August 1st. You won't be able to come. You're not 21 yet.
I know.
But the following month you should be able to. But please come to Monday Night Mingle at Red's, 6926 South Stony Island. No cover ever. Free drink specials, a free raffle. I'm sorry, there are drink specials and there's a free raffle. And we have this adult conversation live and in person. Give it up for our in-studio guest again, Miss Ashley Page. Woo! Thank you so very much for tuning in to Monday Night Mingle Radio on IntellectualRadio.com. I am your host, Gina Lamar Evans. Have a good night.
Me and you up in this room, yeah, making all type of sounds. Baby, you wanna hear you echo. It's my specialty, pleasing every part of me. You'll be my number one student, baby. I'll be your